Hey folks, Larson here, back after essentially a year-long semi-hiatus. A hiatus in which I produced content every single week, but it was live streamed so nobody cared.
You fucking people.
I had my first big boy job as a public school teacher, a biology teacher to be specific. It was overall a good experience. Most of the kids were good, most of them were appreciative. And not just in the sense that teenage girls were undressing me with their eyes constantly, but yes, it was, in all seriousness, a good experience. Not perfect, but good. And that brings us to a news show that will, like all my shows, be produced intermittently whenever some content comes up. Schools suck. This show addresses the very true fact that America's public schools kind of, how do I put this? Completely suck! Now, America still produces world-class higher education, but woof, the public schools are garbage. We all know this, but why is that the case? Well, there's actually several reasons, at least from what I can see from my trench-side view, and you're undoubtedly aware of some of them at least, but here's a reason you will never see voice in the public square. America's schools suck in large part because of the children. The students make the schools suck. Some of your children are unteachable feral animals that you have failed utterly to parent, and they could do with a quick and precise application of a fist to the face. I speak in tough love, of course. I hate your kids, so some 7-Eleven owner doesn't put a bullet in their head 10 years from now. Don't you know who that 7-Eleven owner is? That's Tandoori Jones, former East Bombay cop who plays by his own rules. None. Anyway, boy, it was great having an entire class period grind to a screeching halt because 3 morons were making honest-to-God cow noises for 45 minutes. Cow goes moo, ha ha ha, very funny. And it's even better when your ponytail-wearing disco suit douchebag principal reprimands you for disciplining them too harshly. That's the long and short of it. Wild and crazy idiots on the bottom, and weesh dorks on the top who don't believe in discipline and the fascist rules, man. And that was just a mild version of it. I've also suffered more extreme permutations. The more extreme example that I myself dealt with at another school, where I was subbing, was being assaulted and threatened with death by a 250-pound, 68 IQ Moria dweller, and then fired by the transparently closeted principal for having the audacity to put my hands up. Yes, many bureaucratic types do worship feral criminal lumpen proles. Maybe it's some misplaced Jean-Jacques Rousseau horse crap. Maybe it's repressed sexual desire. Who knows? And I'll be honest with you, seeing video after video after video of gigantic simpletons beating teachers and school staff to a pulp, it makes me pretty angry. Seeing shitlibs who've never been anywhere near the classroom simping for them angers me as well. But that will be for another day. And that's why I'm doing this show. Not because I think it'll be particularly successful, but much like manthropology, it has to be said and I'm the only one saying it. You think kids with subnormal IQs are all nice, innocent Ralph Wiggums? Wrong. Some of them are feral, goddamn buggy-eyed animals. The same kind of buggy-eyed lunatics you can see at your local bus stop or subway station. And brat, feral retard noises. And in American courts, if your IQ is below 75, you officially have no grasp over what you're doing, so you can just get out of jail. Whoops, sorry judge, I'm too stupid to know that I murdered 2 people, waka waka. Yes, I can't say I agree with this notion. And that brings us to the video's title. It should be legal for teachers to starch these feral brappies. No, hear me out. I have a very clear set of rules about this. And for the record, I really wish it wouldn't come to this, but it does have to come to this. Look at this buggy-eyed orc. Does this guy really look like a problem that could be solved with a social worker and a drum circle and some anal beads? It would have been great if parents had been proactive in raising their feral little ingrates, but it's a little bit late to start with pleases and thank yous and potty training. And now, spare me the goddamn crap about evil fascist white America. America did try to be soft and gentle with criminal justice in the 60s, 70s, and now. It didn't go well. As for why America has a larger population of feral derelicts than other industrialized nations, well, that's a topic for, another time. You have to remove the ferals before you can even think about having a nice, gentle, Scandinavian-style criminal justice system. By the way, I'm not entirely sure that it's working out great in Hyperborea either these days, due to, completely unknown reasons, but I digress. But yes, I have clear rules about when a teacher should and should not be allowed to just haul off and fustigate a student. I don't think it should be applied to just anyone. Am I unmerciful? You should avoid hitting whenever possible, But when you have to hit hard. Violence should be your absolute last resort, but it still should be a resort. So here are Larson's rules for punching minors in the face. So number 1, the child should be at least 13 years old. I mean, I certainly don't approve of some kindergartner being, Bowser thrown into a wall, even if that kindergartner pulls a gun on his teacher. If you can't disarm a 6-year-old, you have problems. No, the kid must have gone through puberty to be eligible for a dick kicking. The only possible exception I would make is if the prepubescent child outweighed the tiny, nice college girl TA that he's curb stomping. Rule number 2, the teacher can never throw the first punch. To be eligible for a shellacking, the student must either throw the first punch or some other form of harmful assault, or make an explicit and obvious threat to do the same. I specify assault. If you shoot like a spitball at your teacher, that doesn't count. Now, this ties into the student needing to be above a minimum age threshold. I know the brain doesn't fully develop until the age of 25, but I think you should know that hitting people is wrong by the time you're in high school. Hell, you should know it's wrong by the time you're in elementary school. Oh, they're just innocent babies. How dare you hurt them? The CIA World Factbook defines a fighting man as being above the age of 13. And we all know how much the shitlibs really love 3-letter agencies all of a sudden. And that's basically it. I advocate scholastic beatdowns, but only if the kid does something really bad to deserve it. I do not approve of senseless violence. I approve of sensible and precise applications of violence. Or we can keep letting feral brappies rule our schools and streets and stand by wondering why education sucks and the country continues to decline into third world mediocrity. I'm Larson Halleck, certified public school teacher, and your children are the problem.
And now, a word from our sponsors. Hello, are you a fan of Larson Halleck and the Barbaric Gentleman? Of course you are, otherwise you wouldn't be watching. Would you like to help the channel grow? Here's how you can. You can go to patreon.com and pledge some money, joining the ranks of the illustrious heroes you'll find at the end of the video. You can also go to paypal.me/LarsonHalleck to give me some money, or you can follow me on social media, at Larson Halleck on Twitter and Instagram. I don't use right-wing grifter sites like Gab and Parler because they suck. You can also buy my books. The links to do so are in the video description. And of course, please subscribe and spread the word. That name again is Larson Halleck, and I hope you enjoyed the video.